Now, in an age when we're defined by social media, it's important to make the right moves and make good impressions, especially when we're engaging with others. And social media strategist Alex Greenwood joins us now with some zombie social media tactics. First off, what is a zombie social media tactic? I need to know.
Glad you asked, Bill.
Okay.
I'll tell you. You know, we're getting up to Halloween time here,
Yeah.
right? And social media is going to be big. Everybody's going to be taking selfies and doing all kinds of fun stuff, and that's great. But what I want to talk to you about is the not so great side of being a social media zombie.
Okay.
There's some things you can do that just really aren't cool and it's going to make you look like you're not a real person.
Well, I don't want to be that guy. So what are some of these tips that we need to know?
Okay, one thing that people do as a strategy a lot on Twitter and on Facebook is they just unleash their zombie hordes. They follow everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I'll follow 5,000 people and hope they'll follow me back. That just makes you look desperate, and lately, this makes you look even worse. It makes you look like you're either a bot, which is automated social media presence.
Oh, yeah, it's a big red check mark right there.
Red check mark right there. Yeah, it makes you look like a bot, or it just makes you look disingenuous. So, you know, I always like to think about social media as a party.
Yeah.
And if you're in this monster mash and you're just the guy or the gal who's just constantly, I want to do, it's not going to work for
you. I see that many people giving you content that you're trying to then ingest. It's just, how do you sort through the noise then too, you know?
It's right. You know, I do a little quick thing when somebody follows me on social media. I just go look at their account real quick. And if they've got 2 followers and haven't tweeted more than once or twice, no way.
All right, well, should I use automatic replies and automatic DMs on Twitter or Facebook or any of those things?
See, that makes you look even more like a zombie, doesn't it? And isn't it a drag when you see somebody's followed you and you're kind of like, hey, I'll follow them back, that's cool. And then as soon as you get it, it's like a sales pitch.
Oh, yeah. Now, sometimes I appreciate the, hey, thanks for following or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, if it's like, hey, thanks for following me, come check out my skincare treatment or whatever it is. No, I'm not a big fan of that.
And I'll stop doing that, I promise.
Yes, okay.
No, but I think really that really drives people crazy. It's even if it's just, hey, thanks for following. A lot of people are really busy and they get a DM and they just don't have time to even go look at that. Because it doesn't seem sincere anyway.
Well, what do you think are the biggest platforms right now? Obviously, Facebook's probably got to be huge, but like with their acquisition of Instagram, and Instagram seems to be blowing up more than anything right now, at least from the people that I'm hanging around with here in the morning.
Well, you know, talk about things that are kind of coming back from the grave. It's interesting that, you know, Instagram really overtook Snapchat, and a lot of people think they did it by co-opting their stories function, right?
Yeah, so it's the story, it's the picture that you post, and it'll disappear after a day or whatever.
Right. Well, Instagram kind of borrowed that
from
Snapchat? Pretty much, yeah. But and Snapchat, I thought, was on its last legs, and then you hear about they just signed up 400 registered. They registered 400 people to vote through the Snapchat ad. That is a huge thing.
Yeah, it's a big deal right now.
So who knows? Maybe they're not quite into the graveyard yet.
So if we're doing our small business work online, I mean, where should we have our most social media presence, you think?
Depends on the business. Depends on. But I always tell folks. I tell my clients. I tell friends. I was like, pick 1 or 2: Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever it is, Instagram, that you're best at and you're comfortable with, and go with those, grow those, and then later, if you're happy with those, try and use that same kind of content elsewhere, repurpose it to suit the app.
Yeah, and then what about like hashtags and stuff? I mean, hashtags I think have been around since, you know, Twitter or whatever, but how important is it to post with that so to make your content searchable?
You look at Instagram, for example, and there's people who just tons of hashtags,
yeah, it's
right?
Like half the post is hashtags. I don't get that.
Which are all just like big signs that say, come look at me, you know, and that's okay to a degree. I'm not a big fan. I use 2 or 3 tops. I pride myself on, I have a decent sized social media following. It's because you're getting me, and I'm not always trying to sell to you.
Yeah.
And I think hashtags are kind of say to people, I'm trying to sell to you.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you 1 more follower real quick.
Hey,
there you go.
Hey, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that.
You're going to follow me too, right? Is that the follow back?
I already do.
Okay. Hey, look at that. All right, Alex, thank you for those tips, and we appreciate you being here today.